Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is JL for those of you that may not know, and today's video is going to be a trying new makeup video. We are trying Selena Gomez's brand new brand Rare Beauty, as well as a few other products that I feel like are kind of go with the brand and help me to create a look. But our main focus today is on Rare Beauty. So if you guys want to find out my thoughts on this and learn a little bit more about the brand, join me as I take a deep dive. Let's get started. Okay, so Rare Beauty. How exciting. I went to Sephora and I picked up the products myself. So I have my little handy dandy Sephora bag right here. And I'm just excited about this. I haven't been this intrigued by a brand in a while, which is very interesting because when it first came out and when it was first announced, I really wasn't that excited. I thought it was cool that she was launching a brand. I thought it was interesting. I was like, oh, okay, another celebrity brand. All right. But I was like, whatever, it's cool. I'm sure people will really like it. It wasn't until I started hearing more about the brand's philosophy, and just kind of the way that the brand worked that I really was intrigued by it. And I was like, you know what? I keep on looking this up and keep on researching it. I'm just going to go ahead and get the products and make a video on it. So let's do it. So I really like Selena Gomez's entire philosophy behind the brand. It's honestly really beautiful. It's all about self-love and beauty and really caring really just kind of caring about yourself, uplifting your own self and uplifting other people. I want to very quickly just read a little bit of a blurb from her about the brand, and she says, I think Rare Beauty can be more than a beauty brand. It can make an impact. I want us all to stop comparing ourselves to each other and just start embracing our own uniqueness. And then if you go down to their mission, they have a full mission statement, but I'm just going to read the last few lines of the mission statement because I feel like that really drives home what the brand is all about. We believe in the beauty of imperfections. We nurture a caring, respectful community. We create meaningful connections and relationships. We champion authenticity and positivity. We lead with transparency to build trust. We believe there is power in being vulnerable. So I think that just speaks for itself. It's a very innovative brand in the way that it's really about self-love, and I think kind of a way that we don't get a lot in the makeup world. Like, I haven't seen a brand kind of have this type of I don't know what the word is, this type of like genuineness to it. There's such a like peaceful, serene vibe about this brand. It's delicate and strong at the same time. It's something that's just so unique, rare, truly. It's truly like a rare feeling around this brand. All that is involved with it. I know that it has ties to sales going towards mental health. I believe mental health education, mental health resources, and also she keeps in mind people that are dealing with arthritis with her packaging, because I know Selena Gomez has lupus. So there's just a lot that is involved with this brand that you don't see very often with brands, and I think that is really cool. So I did not pick up the entire line. Like, do I really want to spend over $100 on products that I'm not going to use all the time, or do I want to like spend the money on stuff that I know I'm going to use? So I did pick up the foundation. I picked up the concealer. I picked up the blush, and I picked up a lipstick. So these are the 4 products that I picked up because these are the 4 that I feel like to me are kind of the ones that will be used the most out of the brand. I'm just now really getting back into the whole liquid illuminator thing, and I need to kind of use the ones that I already have. And her liquid illuminators are almost the same size as her foundations, and I was like, I just don't even know if I'm going to get through the liquid illuminators that I have currently. I can't really justify spending more money on a liquid illuminator that I probably won't even reach for. So I'm going to prime my skin very quickly. I'm just using my Soleil Skin Tune Blur in my T-zone area and my Professional Hydrate Primer around the rest of my face, because this foundation is, I believe, supposed to have like a soft matte finish. Either way, I personally prefer to just feel hydrated. I love to use a hydrating primer on the majority of my face, so that's what I'm doing today, and I prefer to use one that does a little bit more pore filling in the center. For the foundation, this is the Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation. I am shade 380 Warm, and you get 1 fluid ounce of product. And let's see if it has any specific directions. It just says shake well. But I actually did discover that there is an application guide on Rare Beauty's actual website. I don't know if it's available on Sephora's website, But if you go on Rare Beauty's website, they do have an application guide of how to get the best application. So I'm going to pull that up because I want to make sure I am following their directions, because I do think, you know, from what I've seen, nothing that Selena Gomez has done in any of the videos has been necessarily totally different from how at least I normally apply my makeup. I think she applies it relatively the same to how makeup is typically applied. But I do know that for different brands, they have application guides that they want people to follow. So I'm going to try that. So it says for medium to full coverage, apply 4 swipes of Liquid Touch Weightless Foundation to the forehead / bridge of the nose, left cheek, right cheek, and chin jawline. So I'm going to start with that. I believe that you can build this up a little bit, at least I would think so. And I'm going to see how that works. So my camera stopped recording at some point. I'm not sure when it stopped recording. I'm hoping it got me actually applying the foundation and everything, because if it didn't, that would suck. But I'm just going to very quickly run through all of this in case it didn't pick up the recording so I can show you guys. So the packaging is designed specifically for people with arthritis. It's meant to be easier for them to grab. My mother suffers from rheumatoid arthritis, so I took the products to her and I asked her to try them out and tell me how she felt about them and how easy they were to open or close. She said that specifically for the foundation, she did see the benefits of it, that were she able to kind of just slip it into the webbing right here and just open it, it would take a little bit of effort, but she would be able to get it open like this. However, if she wanted to try and grab it like this or grab it like this bulkier ball shape of it, the circumference of it, still would make it a little bit harder on her and it would hurt the hand. She wasn't having a flare up that particular day, but she did like note that, and she said that, you know, she could open it this way, but it still wasn't as easy as just kind of gripping on the side. So it had its benefits and its drawbacks as far as that goes. I have the foundation on my face right now. I think it has a nice bit of coverage to it. It's definitely like a light coverage, like a light medium coverage. I feel like my skin tone was evened out. I added a little bit more than they said to, just to kind of build it up a bit. For concealer, I picked up the shade 360. This is the Liquid Touch Brightening Concealer. It says a moisturizing buildable concealer that melts seamlessly into skin for undetectable cake-free coverage. So I've heard that the concealer, for the most part, I think I've heard people say that the concealer has slightly more coverage than a lot of people were expecting. It's kind of a little bit of a fuller coverage concealer, unless I'm completely wrong about that. So I'm going to kind of apply it the way that I normally would, but just apply a little bit less so I can see how the coverage goes, because sometimes I can go in a little ham with a concealer, which I think we all know. I sometimes just don't pay attention and I'm like, oops, that was a lot. So just using this same exact sponge, I am just going to see how this blends. Oh, this is blending very nicely. It's very easy to blend. I'm not having to put in really any work at all. Wow, that blended out so nicely underneath my eye right there. You know, this is a really nice amount of concealer. I don't necessarily know if I need to add any more. I might just here, because I feel like I see a little bit of something right there that's not looking as even. So I'm going to add a touch here and a touch here. And then I'm going to add a little bit down the bridge of my nose. The applicator, by the way, is very interesting. It's like this angled, I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but it's like an angled applicator, and it kind of, instead of being like a classic doe foot, it's kind of like on a slant, like an eyeliner brush would almost be. It's very interesting, and it does allow you to almost be a little bit more precise in a way. And you can layer it. I'm seeing that already. You can layer it without any issues. Oh, I like this concealer a lot. Wow. I love a good hydrating concealer. This is hydrating. It looks good. I don't feel like it's like bunching up anywhere. I haven't liked a concealer, honestly, like been like this impressed with a concealer since I tried my Pat McGrath concealer. That's still my #1, but wow. So I'm going to be picking up my Juvia's Place foundation stick in the shade Jacmel. This is just like a very like natural kind of contoury bronzy shade for me. So I have really been loving to do some cream bronzing these past like few months, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. Down here is where I really normally like to have coverage, because I have some spotting here that's like demarcation from like acne scarring and hormonal stuff, and I don't love that. So I might see if I can blend a little bit more coverage right there. But even if I can't, I'm not like mad at this product at all, which is very strange. I normally get very frustrated about that area, and I'm like, chill, because I think the rest of it just looks so good. So let me see if I can just cover this area up a little bit more. Yeah, that covered it up a little bit more. Okay, so the blush. I did specifically ask my mom about this blush, and it's very similar to her feelings with the packaging with a concealer, which I realized I skipped over. She loved the packaging of these. She said that the flatter top, like it's still a circle, but it's like a flat circle. She said that was so easy to grab. No matter how you grabbed it, it made it so much easier to open. She could open it this way and not have to fight as much. She could do it this way and didn't hurt as much. She loved the packaging on these two. She said this was truly like the most helpful. The foundation one still gave some pull and struggle and was still a little bit uncomfortable to open, but these two made it like so easy to use. So she was really happy about that. So I grabbed the shade Love in this blush. I'm going to swatch it for you guys so you guys can see how it looks. And also so I can see in person because I haven't swatched this yet. Oh, it's pretty. Let me blend it out with my finger so you guys can really get an idea. That's very pretty. It's vibrant and it just looks nice. I really like that. All right, so I'm actually going to work off of that swatch to start applying this to my face. And I like to drape the product, so I'm gonna just, that's nice. That's very, very nice. And kind of like perfect for this time of year, fall time, like, yes, I need to apply a little bit more. So this does dry down matte, and I wouldn't say you have to move like lightning fast, but just be aware because it's going to dry down. It kind of starts drying down the moment you blend it out. So don't take like forever using it. Definitely be intentional with this. But this is just something that's super easy. Like I can even just go off my finger like this and blend it out and then go right on top. And it's so simple to use. I do want to play around with an illuminator, even though I didn't get the one from Rare Beauty. This one is from Danessa Myricks. It does have a similar feel to the one from Rare Beauty as far as just the sheerness with which it blends out and kind of the natural just glowiness that it gives. This is her illuminating veil in the shade Radiance. This one is really pretty. It looks very gold and kind of like intimidating when you first pull it out and swatch it. But then as you blend it in, it just blends in so softly and nicely. So I want to use this one. So I want to pump out a little teensy bit on the back of my hand, like because the littlest bit goes a long way with this product. So I literally have this tiny baby bit, and I am just going to blend this out a bit and then pick up my sponge and just tap this right on top. I would suggest doing this with like veils, like illuminating products, like putting it on your hand and then applying it so that you can, one, help the product kind of warm up a bit and get a little bit of extra slip to it, but two, you might not know how a product is going to dry down, and you might not like how a product dries down on you when it's directly applied to the face, and it could look a lot worse than you want. Instead of using the Rare Beauty powder, I'm going to go in with my McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. This powder is just super natural, like both in like supernatural, like it's a very natural powder, and then it has like supernatural capabilities of just making you look flawless. I love this powder. I think it's perfect for really any makeup look you use. It's made for runway. It's made for everything. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and just apply my regular bronzer that I would use. This is just the Too Faced Dark Chocolate Soleil bronzer. So I'm going to prime my lids real fast. I'm just grabbing my crayon case eye glue stick, this little baby, and I'm just going to pop this on my lids. So for the eyes, I am trying out a new palette. This is the Violet Voss Essentials 2 palette. I really like the Essentials 1. I think I'm even more stunned by the Essentials 2. I will be having a tutorial coming up with this one sometime next week, because I'm not going to be doing like too much with this because I want to keep it really basic. But this is so pretty. I love the packaging, and when you open it up and see the inside, I mean, how stunning is that palette? It's so beautiful. I also have some brushes that I want to try out. This is just from the Morphe. I got this. It's a 4-piece brush collection. I know some people are having some issues with Morphe. I am too, but I did get this in a like subscription box, and I believe Morphe has completely cut their ties, which is my understanding, with their most problematic person. And for that reason, I'm like, okay, I will use this product and see how it goes. If I find out that Morphe has backed out on that or isn't being true, then we're gonna have to revisit, won't we? So I also have another product I want to try out. It is the Profusion Waterproof Shadow Stick. It looks like this. It's a very like light little highlight shade, but I want to do like a winged liner and kind of complete the look, so I felt like this would just be really nice. I just kind of lay this down and then blend it out with some pretty browns. I love like cream sticks like this for days like today when I'm doing a more natural look, or if I need to go somewhere and I want a little bit of something on the eye but I don't have time to like really go to town with my eyeshadow. I can just throw something like this on, maybe take a little bit of bronzer and swatch it in the crease and just blend it out. Sometimes you can just even get away with this. Today I am going to use an eyeshadow palette, but you really don't have to. You can kind of just, like I said, take a little bit of bronzer, swatch it right up in there, swipe it across, blend it out, and it's gonna be great. And I'm gonna just take this shade Chocolate Brown, this deep brown shade, it's aptly named, and I'm just going to blend the outer corner. Ooh, it's pigmented. Now I'm going to take the shade Clay, which is this lighter brown shade, and I am going to just blend this out even more. By the way, if you're new to my channel and you're just tuning in for this rare beauty moment, I have issues with color picking up right here sometimes, so ignore that. All right, guys, and I'm back. I just popped on some lashes and some liner and stuff, finished up the bottom lash line, and I sprayed my face with the Beauty Bakery Sweet Grace Baking Spray. This is kind of the same idea of the Rare Beauty one. It's a kind of more hydrating spray. It's supposed to just kind of make everything kind of melt together and look even more beautiful. I think this one is definitely not quite as like dewy though. This one's kind of more just like it will give you a glow, but it's kind of more of like a natural feel. So this one's a little bit different. So I have this lipstick. This is the Lip Souffle matte lip cream in the shade Inspire, which is Selena Gomez's signature shade. It's supposed to be like a true red. I will say I had my mom open this as well, and she had a lot of issues opening this. Unfortunately, the packaging is not consistent across all of the products. I don't know like why they chose not to do a little ball. I'm not sure if they just weren't able to do it and make it work, whatever the issue was. But she said that it actually caused her some discomfort, and she could feel it pulling as she tried to open it. And I watched her struggle trying to get this open. So this one in particular was not, like, the packaging was not it for her. I am gonna line my lips just because my skin tone and Selena Gomez's skin tone are not the same. So we're gonna go in with the matte lip cream in the shade Inspire. Ooh, she is bright. Alright, so I'm definitely glad that I lined my lips because I was expecting to be more of a true red. To me, it's kind of more of an orangey red, which isn't horrible. I just don't typically reach for those as much, but it is pretty. I kind of feel like very Disney right now a little bit, but it is like a pretty little red shade, so that's not bad at all. Yeah. And it feels comfortable on the lips. I can definitely feel it drying down. You know, the more that it dries, the more I'm kind of getting used to it. It's a little bit of a different vibe for me. But I like a deeper red personally. But the other reds to me look like they were pulling too like berry and not as much of a true red. So I'm intrigued. But I would still use this. I don't know how often I would use this, especially like come fall time. But I don't know. I don't hate the color. I have to get used to it. I don't love this color as much on me as I was hoping that I would. But I think that like with a lip liner like this, like the one that I use, and just kind of deepening up those edges of it helps a lot. Okay, but I have to say I really enjoy the name of it, Inspire. Like, let everything that come out of my mouth have inspiration on it, be inspirational rather than harmful. All of the names are so uplifting and so, you know, just inspiring and beautiful, which is really great. I know that Selena Gomez, like myself, was a victim of bullying, and so I think that that's something that kind of ties into this whole line, because when you're bullied, you do kind of get into this kind of like constant need to I don't know, it almost feels like you have to prove yourself a lot of times, and you're kind of proving yourself to your own self and to the world, and you feel like you're always comparing yourself, and like you're always being compared even if you're not. And no matter at what time you were bullied, you know, if it's something that doesn't go checked, if you don't address it, it can affect you for a long time. And I know that like my bullying, I still have moments of it still affecting me to this day that I am still kind of getting past. And I think that's awesome because Selena has definitely been really vocal about the stuff that she's dealt with mental health, with the bullying, with just different things like that. I think it's just really awesome that, you know, if you are, say, in high school and you're wearing this makeup, you can go to school and you can have like inspiration on your lips, hope on your cheeks. Like, you have these little words of affirmation, these words of like positivity that you carry literally with you every day. And I think that's awesome that like from a younger generation to an older generation, there's something there that's just uplifting them every single day. I think that is so beautiful. As far as the Rare Beauty products go, I'm very impressed. I know that this is not something that's going to work for everybody. Please keep that in mind. Some people just don't like this type of makeup, and it's totally fine. Some people prefer full glam all the time. That's just kind of what they're used to. I like full glam a lot, but I feel very beautiful with this. I feel glam. I can still see my skin through this, and I still feel like it looks beautiful. I still feel like I look beautiful. I'm looking at the camera, I'm like, clearly this is going to photograph beautifully. I mean, you've seen the pictures of Selena. So I think that this is just a really nice like addition to have to the makeup world. I think that some people like to have softer glam some days, some people like to have fuller glam some days, and this is something for when you just want to have that kind of like natural, easy, everyday glam. It's just a little bit of an elevated kind of like minimal glam. So I really like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, please make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. Let me know if you guys have picked up any products from Rare Beauty, if you like it, if you're excited about this line, if you want to see more from them, maybe what those products are, and any other videos you might want to see from me. And again, if you guys are not subscribed, please make sure to do so already and hit the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. All right, you guys, I will see you all in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, my loves.
Say my name until the city burns and the stars fade away and your scars don't hurt. Stay with me until the last